Today is the 17th day of the 9th month in the 9th year of Channel Group, October 22, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. Chanjin chambumonim ke kyongbe baro. Let us recite Kajung Mengse.
가정맹세 1. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 황족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주 대가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. To lead us for our opening prayer, I call on our Shunbu couple, Bishop Ilomino Hosol, to lead us for opening prayer.
Let us start our national morning devotion with the opening prayer. Let us pray. Brothers and sisters, let us bow our heads. Good morning, our most beloved Heavenly Parent and the true parents of heaven and earth and humankind. From the bottom of our heart, we express our sincere gratitude to you for the extension of our precious lives. We could wake up early this morning and receive the blessing of good health so that we'll be able to offer our life of sincere attendance, especially to this morning devotion. Let us really prepare our hearts and mind to once again receive the abundance of your love and blessings. expressed by the words coming from our two parents through our national leader. I pray, Heavenly Parent, that through these words we can renew our faith and commitment to carry on the mission and responsibility that you have entrusted upon all of us. Now that we are attending and following and serving our two parents, and on our shoulder the mission and responsibility to bring the blessing to the entire humanity, so that all together we can become members of one holy community, of one family under God, of your heavenly kingdom of Chunilco. Before we begin to listen to your words, we want to also remember that we still have many impurities and shortcomings in our lives to become worthy to receive God's words. We ask you to purify ourselves. Forgive us for many um, shortcomings in our lives, even sinfulness that we have committed, and then the lacking of doing and fulfilling the task and mission that you have given to us. I pray that, Heavenly Parent, you may guide and use our national leader to really bring us your message today, and to inspire everyone, to strengthen our faith and our determination that we shall accomplish all the responsibilities that you have given us. During this time of pandemic, we have so many obstacles to break through. Yet, Heavenly Parent, because of the victorious foundation laid already by our victorious true parents, by all these possibilities and hopes, you are opening the door to all of us. So we thank you in the bottom of our hearts. Like to offer, report today's morning devotion. I report and pray all of this. My name, Joshua Yumiko Sol, the Placental family. Ajur.
And you let us offer all together our unison prayer. Aji. Aji. Let us offer first our greetings to our heavenly parents and true parents. Good morning, heavenly parents and true parents. Let's offer also our greetings to all our national leaders and our Chunbu families, our blessed families and brothers and sisters, and we say good morning. Yeah, so Hello, good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for joining with us this morning in our morning devotion from our Facebook Live and also our YouTube Live together with our Zoom room. And to read with us our Hondok reading, may I call on one of our Chunbo couples also here in Cavite, our Honorable Ate Juicy Song Kayawon.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Mother of Peace, a memoir by Tak Jahan Moon. Chapter 2. I came into this world as the only begotten daughter. Continuation. The Han River Bridge was blown up at 3 a.m. on June 28, 1950, even though the South Korean government had announced that it would defend Seoul. It severed the only link to safety. Even before the North Korean People's Army came into the city, hundreds of people fleeing the city were killed. Amid this desperate crisis, through the help of my uncle, my life and the lives of my family were preserved. At that critical moment, God guided me and protected us from danger. Even today, whenever I cross a bridge over the Han River, I see that blue flash and hear people's agonized screams echoing as if they still burning in hell. My heart aches at the sound. At a young age, I directly witnessed the honor of war and experienced the wretched life of a refugee. The simple and innocent were killed like flies. Children who had lost their parents were crying and wandering in the streets. I was only 7, but I became so serious that war has to vanish forever from this world. It took place 70 years ago, but my throat still tightens when I recall the night that the Han River Bridge fell. Left by my uncle, who had to return to military duty, barely able to keep ourselves in one piece. My grandmother, mother, and I walked on unfamiliar paths heading south. Once in a while, we got a ride in a passing car, presenting a document as to my uncle's position as a medic. We finally gained shelter in a refugee camp for military families. As the tide of the war shifted, on September 28, we returned to Seoul. The South Korean military had driven out the communists and reconstructed a possible bridge across the river. We lodged in an empty house, one that the soldier from the north had occupied, to which the owners did not return. Then the tide of war turned again. 500,000 communist Chinese troops invaded Korea across the Yellow River. On January 4, 1951, the South Korean army again abandoned Seoul, and we again had to escape. This time, we were able to board a train for the families of soldiers, and we safely arrived in the city of Daegu. The day after day, sights and sounds of our year-long wilderness course from the north to the south defy description. I saw countless dead bodies, adults, children, victims of freezing, starvation, disease, and battle. My family and I were teetered on the brink of death, but somehow, throughout this journey for survival, I felt God was with us. There was a greater power protecting our family as we escaped the north and found refuge in the south. Heavenly Parent gave me more than a sense of meaning and value. He provided me with a scale by which to measure my purpose in life. The way of God's will. By God's hand, on our way to Daegu, we met Jong Sok-hyun, a member of the Holy Lord Church, to which my family had belonged in Cholsan. He was very pleased to see us, and we are all felt as if we were meeting long-lost relatives. The Holy Lord Church was the church in which my parents were married, and Jong Sok-chon's mother, Kim Song-do, was its founder. She was one of many female church leaders in the northern part of Korea whose devotion to Jesus was unparalleled and who had received revelations of what was to come. The Holy Lord Church had withered due to Japanese persecution, and the Communist Party brutal oppression had put an end to it and all churches in the north. Escaping to the south, Jong Sok-chon continued to worship God. With his cultured Holy Lord Church members who had found each other, he created a prayer group in Daegu. He maintained his ardor to accomplish God's will and prepared himself to meet the returning Lord. He also worked diligently and had a good livelihood managing mining, rice, and oil businesses. Mr. Jong organized our lodging in Daegu. My mother made a simple request of him. When we were in North Korea, she said, we received much grace through Mrs. Hyo Ho Bin, and there were great works. Mr. Jong knew of Reverend Hale, whose congregation had prepared food and clothes for Jesus, as well as for the second coming Lord. As the Lord will return to Korea soon, my mother said to Mr. Jong, please let us pray very hard to welcome him. Aju.
Thank you so much, our Ate Josie Sungkayawon, for reading our Hondoke. Yes, truly. So our mother's memory is good. And this time po, to give us his 10 points of gratitude, let's again call the husband of Ate Josie, our Honorable Chunbo couple also, in Cavite po, Kuya Romel Songkayawon, Romel Jan Songkayawon, for his 10 points of gratitude.
Okay, good morning, my brothers and sisters. Okay, 10 points of gratitude. Okay, so number one, first, would like to thank Heavenly Parents and True Parents. First, for the extension of our life, that every day has given us the chance to continue with our mission and to do God's works. And for the advancement of the providence, not only here in our province of Cavite, but at the same time to the whole country and if possible, to the whole world. Number two, we meet our true parents. So we understand that our true parents is the Lord of the second coming. And we are so grateful for that in our time, we're able to meet our true parents. And also we understand that our ancestors, they are waiting for the time that they could receive the Lord of the second coming. But they already passed and go to the spirit world. Now, they did not meet our true parents. So we are lucky enough that we're able to meet our true parents. And in their lifetime, we're able to serve together with them, doing our mission. So number three, we're able to know the divine principle. So we are so grateful that because of the divine principle, because before our understanding of the fruit is literal, but we understand that it is not literal and it is the symbol of the sexual love, of Eve. And we understand also that because of this, first our ancestors Adam and Eve, committed the fall, and because of the divine principle, uh, it helped us and let us know about their failures. And through this also, no, since we learned the divine principle, so we will not repeat the same mistakes again. Okay, so next, number three, we received the training and we're so lucky. So it is fundraising. So we could also understand that doing fundraising, uh, of course, no, we sell items that we use this in order for us to support all the activities of our church. And of course, if you are a first timer, if you'll be rejected once, twice, up to 10 times, as if it is okay. But if it is already for the whole day and it was already almost time that you will go back to our center, so it's very painful. With that kind of situation, there are times that you experience like this, that you almost lost hope. But after that, no, after praying, giving another try, then only one person that you will meet that uh, he or she will able to buy all your items, and you can really get the goal. So with that kind of experience, so we are happy that through this training, we learn a lot. Then number four, another training, we have the food racing. So we understand also that this is not easy, because this is the time wherein we could be able to experience God's love and God's suffering. Because when you approach, sometimes people will will mock you, or sometimes they are mean to you. Sometimes they will say to you that, oh, you have a big body, why you're begging for food, like that. So of course, at first, very difficult. You can really feel the pain, But before, for me, I say that it's like very easy. But if you're already on the front line, it's really very difficult. That's the time that you could really cry and shed tears. No, but these tears is for God, that you will really be able to understand His suffering. And next, uh, another point, number six, we're able to receive the blessing. So it is a precious gift from God that we're able to receive the blessing. We understand that uh, we are not worthy to receive the blessing, but because of God's love and because of true parents' love for us, we're able to receive the blessing. Then next, number 7, points of gratitude, is about witnessing. So today, in my own understanding, we are very lucky that we have this kind of training. Before, in the olden days, in order to be closer to God, uh, we need an offering. So either it is animals, or sometimes it is a challenge that uh, you have to offer your only son, or we have to offer ourselves. So this time, with this kind of training in order to be closer to God, so in my understanding, our very mission is really to do witnessing, meaning to bring more people back to God's side. And it is one thing that we have to help our true mother, to bring more people to back God's side. At the same time, we could also receive the blessing from our true parents. Then number 8, uh, 8 points of gratitude, uh, for me, is we have a stable job, that even though we have this pandemic, so I really thank Heavenly Parents and True Parents that even though many people are already, we call this, having experience that they don't have job, but in our case, we're very thankful that since we are connected to the DepEd, so we have a continuous salary, and we understand also that even though we experience this, so we have to exert effort also to help parents, doing the modules, and also how we could be able to comfort their heart, by giving them sometimes online advice and helping their children answering their module. Okay, so number 9, points of gratitude, is to have a supportive family, that uh, they are the one who are helping me to do the mission. But before I gain this kind of victory, before they are against our church unification, because as an elder son, so of course we understand the Filipino culture that if you are the eldest, you're the one who really have to help serve the family, help your younger brothers and sisters to their studies. And it so happened that I'm in the second year college, and my father already go to the spirit world. So of course they are expecting me to really graduate immediately, have a work, and help my brothers and sisters and my mother. But it so happened that I meet our church, the Unification Church. So I learned the divine principle, and also that's the time also that I stopped schooling. And even though I'm the one of the top scholar of our school, University of Mindanao in Davao, so I stopped schooling, and that's the time that they were discouraged that I'm the one that they expected so much to help them, but as if I leave them and serve our movement and become a full-time missionary. So, but now, after I received the blessing, so I encourage them and help them learn also the divine principle. So that's the time that they understand that what I am doing is not for myself, but for them also. So this time, all of them received the blessing, and they are the one also helping me doing the tribal Messiah mission in our Songkayawan tribe. And lastly, no, number 10, 10 points of gratitude. For me, no, this is really great blessing from God, and that is to be inducted as one of the Chonbo victors. So I understand also that we are not worthy to receive this, but because of God's love, the love of our true parents, and also the love of my physical family, the love of my brothers and sisters, my Trinity, who is helping me doing the mission, doing witnessing and blessing here in Indang, Cavite. So my Trinity, the Amangan family, Pokong family, and our family, Songkayan family. So through this working together as Trinity, we're able to bring success to Heavenly Parents and to parents. So that's all. Thank you very much, my brothers and sisters. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Kuya Romel Sungkayawon, for your 10 points of gratitude. And once again, let's give him a round of applause po, or virtual applause to our Kuya Ate Josie and Kuya Romel Jan Sungkayawon. Yeah, so truly we have a lot of things to be grateful, to offer and say to our Heavenly Parents all the blessings that we receive every day. This time, brothers and sisters, our Cavite Youth Music Ministry will render us their offering song to prepare also as well ourselves to receive the guidance in this morning. Once again, let's welcome our Cavite Youth Ministry Band for their song entitled Sailing with Our Father. Wow, thank you so much. our Cavite Youth Music Ministry Band for offering us a song. Once again, let's give him a round of applause po. Yes, so this time po, we are truly grateful and thankful that every day our hardworking national leader always give us time for us to make his guidance every morning. And brothers and sisters, let's welcome po our national leader for his internal guidance.
Thank you very much to our provincial leader of Cavite, our Pastor Richie Paul Mantalaba. Thank you very much. First, I would like to greet our heavenly parents and true parents. Good morning, our heavenly parents and true parents. To all our leaders, our Chango families, the Central families, beloved brothers and sisters, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Good morning to everyone. Welcome once again to our National Morning Devotion. Today is our 30th day. I would like to really thank our Cavite family for hosting today's morning devotion. And I'm really inspired with the offering song of our second generation from Cavite. Thank you very much for that, really inspiring. We found the promised land today, right? And also thank you very much to our elder brother, our Kuya Romel, for his very precious 10 points of gratitude shared to us this morning. And today is already October 22nd. Yeah, after a few days, we will going to welcome another month. And anyway, this weekend, we will also going to have some activities. Tomorrow, we're going to have our special great works. So I hope many brothers and sisters could participate because this is truly very special, blessing from our two parents. So everyone who will be joining will be receiving special grace as long as you register. So I hope many from our brothers and sisters could register. So that will be tomorrow. And then this coming Sunday, actually, there is special victory event with True Mother, but we are not sure yet if this will be for open for all. So anyway, we are also looking forward for this coming Sunday. And so this morning I will be sharing with you I will going to continue with my topic also yesterday. Sorry. So today I will be sharing this topic entitled Struggling with One's Conscience. So let's study together. Your Father said, a guilty conscience is evidence that you have broken the heavenly law. As he pursues his life's course, a person must attend his own deep mind. This is an ironclad rule of heaven. Heaven will punish a person who fails to follow his original mind's order. A guilty conscience is evidence that you have broken the heavenly law. So, so Father today is really reminding us that each one of us needs to absolutely follow our conscience. Immediately when our conscience, when we feel something, that our conscience is like guilty, it is a sign that we broken heavenly law. Father said, or we didn't follow, we disobey the desire of our conscience, or we did something against heavenly law. So it's very clear. So Father said, as a person, pursues his life course, he must attend his own deep mind. This is an ironclad rule of heaven. This is really absolute. Everybody needs to absolutely obey. Father said, heaven will punish a person who fails to follow his original mind's order. Whenever we disobey, our conscience, who suffers? Actually, it is us, no one else. People has difficult life because it's natural that once you disobey, naturally there is corresponding punishment. It's natural that it comes, right? So people is living now very difficult life. It's not because of anybody. It's not even because of our heavenly parent. It's not because of anyone. It's because they themselves disobey their conscience. They have break, some heavenly law. That's why people naturally suffers. So this is the natural punishment that people experience once they disobey their conscience. That's why Father said, everyone, as they pursue their course of life, they need to attend, their own deep mind. So this is what Father is saying, right? So it's really important. So once we feel, something in our conscience, we need to evaluate what we have violated, and then we have to correct immediately. Otherwise, if we, what people nowadays is, how they live their life, they ignore their conscience, right? So once, when we join our movement, when we learn the divine principle and met true parents, now we started to really understand clearly what is wrong and what is right. Even a small mistake that you have done, already you can feel, very strong in our conscience. So if only each one will going to follow our conscience, then we will not go wrong, right? We will not go wrong. We will always be on the right path. Aju, that's why this is the role of our conscience within us, God within. So what we need to do is to follow absolutely our conscience. Once we feel something not good, immediately we have to check what wrong we have done, and then we have to correct immediately. And then again, we will be corrected, and then we will just go on the right path. Aju? So that's why how to attend our conscience every day. Father said how to attend our deep mind, our conscience, our original mind. So if everyone will just do this properly, then everyone can live life well. Aju? So this is truly important. Father said that is how the principle of heaven and earth operates. No one can help me be reconciled with my conscience. It is up to me, to each individual. For instance, if I wronged my brother, I would be ashamed to go near him. Even if he doesn't know that I wronged him, my conscience already knows it. Because I feel pangs of conscience, I keep myself at a distance, feeling all the while that I should go to him and confess. That is how the principle of heaven and earth operates. Due to the human fall, we were desensitized, but anyone whose sensitivity is keen and sharp already knows it. That's why when we started to learn the divine principle, our sensitivity was being revived. We lost this, because of the fall. We were unaware. We are not sensitive enough, right? But when we started to learn the principle, again, when we met through parents, and then, we started to live a life of faith, true life of faith, then our sensitivity started to revive, right? So Father said, anyone whose sensitivity is keen and sharp already knows it. You're going to know immediately what is wrong, what is right, right? So even though people doesn't know clearly about this, but when anybody who wronged someone, like they don't want to see that person, right? They don't want to be with that person. So naturally, we know the conscience is working very clearly. We feel some, pangs of conscience, right? So that's why we wanted to have distance to someone whom we wrong. Until you go to him and confess, then that pangs of conscience will not be, eliminated. You will always feel that, right? So Father said that is how the principle of heaven and earth operates. This is natural law. This is universal law. This is how heaven and earth operates. So until you, confess and, reconcile with the person, that feeling will never dissipate, will not be eliminated, right? So that's why, we are grateful to true parents, to true parents teaching every day. Then we were, our sensitivity. Then we immediately can, discern whether it's wrong or right. We can immediately, see and, we can avoid committing, these unnecessary things. Then we can, protect our life, right? True Father said, every human being has a most precious teacher within himself. So every human being throughout his life has a most precious teacher within himself. Yet, we do not treat this teacher well. We mistreat it, trample on it, and abuse it. That teacher is the human conscience. Our conscience always gives us helpful words of advice, trying to connect us to true love. Like a parent, our conscience urges us to be good and selfish people and guides us to do the will of God. But within each person, there is also a rebel who always goes against the conscience. That rebel is the physical body. The body tramples and abuses the conscience miserably. Knowing this, how can you continue to side with your body, the enemy of your conscience, as it weakens your character and damages your life? Wow, this is really very important for us to really understand in our life. Father said that every human being has the most precious feature, that is our conscience. But also our conscience, in each one of us also, there is also a rebel, Father said, who always goes against the conscience, and then that rebel is the physical body. So even though we have our conscience with us, but our physical body also always wanted to go against our conscience, always wants to rebel and makes rebellion, our physical body, against our conscience. So the body, Father said here, tramples and abuses the conscience miserably. Knowing this, how can you continue to side with your body, the enemy of your conscience, as it weakens your character and damages your life? Of course, our physical body is very, very important. But once our physical body becomes the subject, that is very dangerous. It will, Father said, it will weaken your character and damages your life. Your body will bring you to hell if you cannot control your body. Right? So that's why we have to control, we have to, train our body. That's why Father said, absolutely, our physical body needs training. Father's first motto is to, before having the desire to control over the universe, first we need to control ourselves. This is Father's first motto. Otherwise, your body will bring you to hell. That's why Father said here, knowing this, how can you continue to side with your body, the enemy of your conscience? So that's why we cannot, let our body do whatever it wants, right? Otherwise, your life will be in trouble. It will weaken your character. It will damage your life. It will destroy your spirit if you let your body do whatever it wants, right? That's why training is important. So that's why even God is within us through our conscience, but our body, very strong body. Our 5 physical desires, very strong. Can you imagine? Before we met through parents, before we met the principal, we live our life in accordance with our physical desire. Can you imagine maybe for 16, 17, 18 years, we are living life like this? How can we expect that we can change easily? That's why 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, even 7 years, not enough. Our whole life actually is very, our whole life is needed, to really completely, overcome this body. So meaning it's not easy. Each one of us, we cannot deny this fact. That's why if our life of faith is just, on and off, when we are inspired, we do things. When we are not, then we do not do. Then what will going to happen to our life? Our life will really be damaged. Our spirit self will really be in trouble, right? Our body will bring us to hell if we cannot control our body. That's why even though people are being, educated in top universities, they don't know this fact, right? Then what will going to happen to them? It will not going to save them. It will not going to give them good life. Just they graduated from top university without knowing this fact, controlling their body. That is continue rebelling against our conscience, right? So this is very important. That's why Father said, why young people needs training, right? We don't need to have the same training as our elders who came before us, these people who came before us, but absolutely anyone needs training. Even when we have our families continuously, we never stop actually. Reverend Jorge, remember what his guidance last time during the, I think, anniversary of YLT, that one. Because, when people graduated from training, they have trained themselves 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, they go back the same way of life. That's why President Hori said, why they graduated very young. Meaning whatever we have learned in the training that we have undergone, Kuya Romel was sharing a while ago. This helps him, this helps their family. Our training that we have gained never stops after we finish the training course. But we carry that training, we carry the things that we have learned, and then actually we keep on advancing. Based on the training, it should better our life. Hindi kapag natapos na po tayo ng training, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, we go back to the same way of practice, the same way of life. Then what is the meaning of the training? We lose, the things that we have learned from the training. That's why President Hori said, how come you graduate very early? He was saying that you graduate from this life of faith practice. Never, right? Never. But these things that we have accumulated, it should help us to better our life. Aju, this is really important. So we have to understand this. Even though how much we are, Heavenly Parent working through our conscience, but our body that belongs to Satan, being controlled by Satan, is continuously rebelling. Without training our physical body, our life will be damaged, Father said. Right? Our character will be weakened. This body will bring us to hell. So people doesn't know this. Right? True Parents is teaching us very clearly. How can we overcome this? How can we live a good life, one with God, one with Heavenly Parent? We have to control our body. Aju? Father said, your conscience should be your constant internal teacher and parent. Your conscience should be your constant internal teacher and parent, leading you to complete unity with the ultimate parent of humankind, God. Your conscience is the agent of God within you. Do you think you should indulge and go along with your body, the enemy of the conscience? Or should you control and restrain your body and vindicate your conscience? Your body seeks only after carnal desire. It always seeks for comfort and wants to take advantage of others. So to conquer the realm of the body is an awesome responsibility, which every person must undertake. So this is each one of us responsibility to conquer our body. Your parents cannot help you. Your leader cannot help you. Anybody cannot help you. It is individual, responsibility to conquer one's body. Because even though every day your parents is guiding you, telling you, if you will not take action, if you will not do, your parents cannot even do anything. Right? Anyone cannot do. Your leader, anyone, your elder, no one. This is every person's responsibility. What we can do is just to remind. What your parents can do is just to remind. If without taking responsibility, nothing will going to happen. Aju? So our conscience constantly guiding us. Your parents is not always with you. Your elders or your leaders not always with you, but your conscience is with you 24 hours. Heavenly Parents is with you through your conscience 24 hours, reminding you, right? But it's up to you to take action, right? You have to do your best. So if our physical body is very strong, that's why we are doing conditions. If we have very strong sexual desire, we do shower conditions, we do skip meal condition, we do fasting condition. Then even though continuously you are receiving guidance, if you will not going to take action to really, to really control your body, restrain your body from all these things, then nothing will going to happen. That's why it's really up to us. It is our own responsibility. Aju? Father said, God is the great King of wisdom. He did not place the path to perfection in some far-off place. Instead, He prepared it in the place that is nearest to us, the place that is most private and safe, your conscience. So that's why, actually, where perfection is, being lies, where it is a place, it is in our conscience. So everyone really, that's why the Bible says that everyone have to be perfect like our Heavenly Parent. Every person has the capability, or really, this is what God's original, desire, that humanity, each one of us should be perfected like him, our parent, like our heavenly parent. That's why through our conscience, all human beings can actually be perfected, right? So that's why Father said here, God is a great King of wisdom. He did not place the path to perfection in some far-off place. So where is the path of perfection that, many people are looking for? Some, religious practices, they go everywhere and then they just stay there because that's where they are, comfortable, and then they feel, something great power there somewhere else. But actually, it's not a place somewhere else, but it's in our conscience. Perfection can be achieved if all human beings will just absolutely follow and abide by their conscience, to their conscience. Aju, so perfection lies here in our conscience. Aju, it's not somewhere else. Father said, your conscience is the first to know everything about you. Ladies and gentlemen, your conscience is your master. It is your teacher. It stands in the place of your parents. Your conscience is the first to know everything about you. Your conscience knows all your thoughts. It knows before your teacher, your parents, or even God knows. Can you imagine? Even, our conscience knows first. Even God knows, even our parents, our teacher. Think how much advice your conscience gives you over your lifetime. Day and night. Every time you have an evil thought, it scolds you, saying, hey, you. It never grows tired, as it works constantly to pull you over rivers and mountains. The conscience always stands as the true master, protecting you and trying to help you. Yet, how often have you betrayed your own conscience? Wow, this is truly, our conscience is truly incredible. Can you imagine? It never gets tired. Even just we think of something, if it's wrong, immediately your conscience will tell you. Day and night, our conscience never rests. So, can you imagine the work of our conscience that God implanted into us? It corrects us and directs us so that we can't perfect ourselves. Aju, it knows everything. We cannot hide anything from our conscience. It knows every detail of our life. Aju, every detail of our thoughts, and anything, everything. Our conscience knows, and then it never stops to guide us, to correct us. So the conscience stands as our true master. Father said, our true teacher, our parents, and it knows everything about us, even more than our teachers, our parents, and even God. Can you imagine our conscience? So if only, human beings will abide to their conscience, what kind of world we should have right now? This should be a very beautiful world. A world of joy, a world of happiness. If only all people absolutely obeys their conscience. Aju, but we know it's not easy. Even us, we know the principle. We know true parents. We cannot deny. Right? Even us, very difficult to obey our conscience. That's why we are trying our best with true parents' guidance every day. With our elders, our leaders' guidance, right? Every day. One day, we can be able to become a person that can absolutely obey our conscience. Aju? So let's really continue to work hard. Father said, what should be done about your body? So what should be done about your body, which has thoroughly mistreated this precious, irreplaceable teacher that the universe bequeathed to you? Do you intend to idle your life away, clinging to your physical body and enslaved by its desires, while it continues to brutally trample your conscience? Don't you realize that your conscience was given to you as the representative of your heavenly parent to enable you to inherit his original love? So Father is asking us, what are you going to do with your body? What should be done? Are you just going to tolerate your body do whatever it wants and continue to trample over your conscience? So what are you going to do? What are we going to do? Father said, are we just going to let this body, So there's no other way, but we have to let this body follow our original mind. So we have to correct our body we have to put it in its original position as the object partner, right? We shouldn't let our body to continue to stand in the, subject position, but we have to correct its position. We have to train our body. We have to control physical desires, especially sexual desire, eating desire, sleeping desire. If we just let, body do these things, then our body always in the subject position, and then continue, to make our conscience suffer. Father said, can you imagine the words that Father used here? Father said, do you intend to idle your life away, clinging to your physical body and enslaved by its desires, while it continues to brutally trample your conscience? So we cannot let this happen, right? That's why, true parents is teaching us continuously the detail of what we should do so that we can live the life in accordance to our heavenly parent, where our original mind is the subject, our body is absolute object. Aju, this is the only way that can free us to really live the true life. Aju, really amazing, our true parents. No one is teaching about this. Only our true parents. That's why people now are suffering, not because of anyone, not because of life circumstances, not because of anything. It's because of them. They let their body continue to trample their conscience. Aju, really amazing, our true parents. That's why this is, this point very important now. Father said, let's wake up our sleeping conscience. You say that you are people of good character. You are self-satisfied and believe that there is nothing wrong with your conscience. However, your conscience is asleep. Let's wake up our sleeping conscience. Let's wake up the conscience of the nation that sleeps in ignorance of God's heart. Let's wake up the conscience of humanity around the world that sleeps in ignorance of God's heart. Let's wake up the conscience of people who cannot avoid their fated encounter with the last days, that they might act in obedience to the will of God, who seeks to embrace heaven and earth and build one united world. So really, our conscience is sleeping. People's conscience are sleeping. The conscience of this nation, of the world, is sleeping. We are ignorant of God's heart. So Father said we have to awaken our conscience. For the coming slides later, we're going to see how powerful our conscience. Right? So the only thing we need to do now is to awaken our conscience. Once our conscience is awakened, really, this world will going to change. So we're going to see from Father's guidance. So how to awaken our conscience? So we have to really let all people, especially us, also know and eliminate our ignorance of God's heart. So once we started to understand God's heart, our conscience will be, awakened. We can awaken our conscience, awaken the conscience of our nation, of the world, right? So this is very important. So Father said here, our conscience has no fear of the sword or of death. Father said, is the religion we follow today capable of awakening humanity's sleeping conscience? Do we have a philosophy that possesses such content? When the conscience is awakened, the shock, determination, and resolve that rush in must be so strong that in an instant, it can properly rearrange everything in the world. Wow, this is truly amazing. Father said, it has no fear of the sword or of death. Who will dare to stand in the way of the power rising up from our conscience? No one can block it. Wow, truly amazing. So the only thing we need to do now is to awaken our conscience. Father said, once your conscience is awakened, Father said here, when the conscience is awakened, the shock, determination, and resolve that rush in must be so strong that in an instant, it can properly rearrange everything in the world. Can you imagine? Once humanity's conscience is awakened, in an instant, Father said, everything in this world can be rearranged in an instant. Meaning this chaos that we are facing now, these challenges and difficulties and problems of this world that we are facing now, if humanity's conscience is awakened, everything will be rearranged instantly. Everything will be in accordance to God's desire. Can you imagine the power of the conscience? So that's why it's what's important now, how to awaken our conscience. That's why Father is asking here, is the religion we follow today capable of awakening humanity's sleeping conscience? We already know if people, religious people now, if they will not going to, that's why they need us. That's why through our PCLC now, we come together, we bring all these religions together and really share to them these teachings of true parents, because this is the only thing that can awaken humanity's conscience, right? So that's why Father said, do we have a philosophy that possesses such content? True parents teaching is the only way, the only teaching, only philosophy that can truly awaken humanity's conscience. That's why we are reaching out all people, all sectors of society. Now we are focused now with the religious leaders now. So now they are coming together with us. So we are teaching now these things that they don't know, that is not so clear with them. So once they will going to understand this, they will going to teach this to their congregation. Then what will going to happen? We will awaken humanity's conscience. Once this happens, everything in the world can be rearranged, will go in accordance to Heavenly Parents' desire. Father said, our conscience has no fear of the sword or of death. Who will dare to stand in the way of the power rising up from our conscience? No one can block it. Once our conscience is awakened, no one can block it. Naturally, God's will be realized. Kingdom of heaven will be established. Aju, wow, truly amazing. Our true parents teaching. Only true parents is teaching this. Who else in this world? Right? That's why as we study continuously and really try our best to practice and truly awaken completely our conscience. Right? And then really live a life of high noon. Right? That no feeling of pangs of conscience if we absolutely obey. So we are striving continuously every day. Right? We are on the way. Even though we didn't reach that level yet. But as we strive continuously, one day, we can really become such people. And then naturally, we will do our responsibility. When our conscience will be fully awakened, naturally, each one of us will going to naturally do and fulfill our responsibility. Aju? Aju. Wow, truly amazing, our true parents. So, this is true Father's guidance today. So let's really do our best. And, starting from us, how can we really live such a life? And then, share this to other people. Once this will going to happen, Father said, everything in this world can be rearranged instantly. Meaning kingdom of heaven can be realized instantly. That's why even though we have 6 years to 2027, once we work hard, do our best, live a life, in accordance to true parents' teaching, naturally, we can easily multiply. We can easily spread in this nation, in the world. And then, even in shortest possible time, we can build kingdom of heaven. Aju, that's why everything is in us. True parents have given us everything. Heavenly parents has given us everything. We have God within us through our original mind, our conscience. So let's really do our best and really make our conscience fully be awakened. And then it will just be natural that each one of us will going to fulfill the responsibility. Aju, Aju. So with this, let us really offer our deepest gratitude once again to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Thank you very much once again, all beloved brothers and sisters. Let's really have a great and victorious day today. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much to our national leader, Reverend Dr. Leo Angelo Halog, for that wonderful guidance po. Truly, our conscience is our God in ourselves, our master, our teacher. So, wow, what a wonderful guidance and reminding all of us about this conscience. Truly, no? So, this time po, once again, let's give a round of applause to our national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog. Is anyone here in the Zoom room po who wants to volunteer the reflections? Or may I call our prepared persons to give also reflections? Baka mayroong magbo-volunteer dyan. Walang nag-smile. Sige po, tawagin ko si one of our Chunbo couples also here in Cavite, si Kuya Joel Amangan, to give also his reflections. Welcome po.
Good morning po, brothers and sisters. First of all, I would like to really thank our honorable national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog. This topic is really so timely kasi very important. Kumbaga ito yung conclusion ng lahat ng pinapakinggan natin every morning. The topic with struggling with our conscience. The reality here is yung conscience natin is actually the blueprint of our true being. So I just realized that this morning na when we say blueprint, yun na po, halimbawa sa plano sa bahay. So if you exactly follow the blueprint or the master plan of that particular house, perfect na po yung kalalabasan niya. So in the same manner, the conscience is the blueprint of our true being. Now, this is interrelated. I just want to reflect on our reading this morning about True Mother's experience in the Han River, and then connected with the offering song of our second generation, We Found the Promised Land Today. And of course, with the 10 points of gratitude of our Honorable Romel Songkayawon, and with this great message today by our national leader. Truly, we are so blessed because the divine principle is what awakened us. Each one of us who are here today, because our conscience was touched initially by the divine principle, that's the reason why we are all here. Na-guide niya tayo to our to the blueprint of our lives. And I would like to reflect on a certain experience that I had, and this was many years ago, or brothers and sisters. It was an incident, a situation that happened to me in the 1984. Matagal na po. This is a situation where we were doing mission, and I was at the Sampaloc Center with my mentor, Mr. Jose Lim, and doing the mission. Of course, I get involved with our movement because of the divine principle. The realizing that my life before was not in accordance to the blueprint. So because of the divine principle, I really determined myself to follow this path. Now, of course, it is a common thing na the people may not, especially our loved ones, may not understand yung that our conscience was stricken by the divine principle. So that's the reason why doing mission in Sampaloc, they came along after several months of getting involved, becoming a full-time. And then one day, after getting out of the prayer room after mission one evening, was just I found out that my mother and my cousin was there to forcibly bring me out or bring me home. So that was a situation. We call it kidnapping. So I was really forced to be dragged out of the center. But yeah, I'm so grateful with my leader, Mr. Lim, that he allowed me. He said, "Okay, go, just follow," but secretly gave me money that in case I can find my way back. So that was a situation that I was forced, I was brought home, I was guarded, literally guarded of all my actions. But there was a situation that my grandfather was sick, and my parents had to go to see my grandparent. And I took that time get out of all those who are guarding me and find my way to go back to Manila. And that was because I believe that because my conscience was stricken, I believe I was on the right path. So I have to do something to follow that path. And truly, I was able to get out of the situation, and I made my long letter with my parents that they should never go back and get me again. And after several months of being guarded, I was, because of the money that my leader gave me, I used that as my fare, finding my way back to rejoin the center. So this is because of the divine principle. And then I believe that such experiences, we need to have such experiences in order to reinforce our desire to be in on the track. So I was so grateful with this experience, and that was my foundation. And I know that each and everyone has its own foundation, because if we don't have such experience like that, like what the true mother has experienced, we can be easily sidetracked. Now, because of that determination, eventually the training that we have in the center, the formula course that we have, is truly a way to train our body. As our national leader mentioned, that oftentimes our body's needs and desires is the rebel that is going against the master teacher, which is our conscience. So I'm so grateful for such experience, because it was a way to overcome my physical desire of what is easy, but I chose what is right. And because of that, eventually that led us to the blessing and having blessed children. And eventually, not just it should not just end there as a blessed family, but now the main goal here is now so grateful and so blessed, because we were able to be part of the Chonbo Victors, because it's not just a matter of our own family. Of course, we do love our family, but to be a part of the Chonbo, as a true mother is pushing, is may pakialam tayo sa ating mga 430 generation of ancestors. And it also means that we have our responsibility to at least 430 families. So expanding yung what we've learned, especially expanding also the sharing the divine principle to the conscience of the 430 families. And of course, our goal here is not just our personal conscience being awakened, and the true mother and true father, the true parents, is pushing us to awaken also the conscience of the nation, awaken the conscience of the world, so that is sleeping. Kasi ang conscience naman laging yun ang blueprint. So it's just a matter of truly awakening the conscience. So this is a great responsibility that we have, and I'm so really grateful for this morning, for this wonderful topic that is being shared, because this is really something that reminds us of our true worth as a member, as children of God. And it is our prime responsibility also to share this. And its bottom line here is sharing the divine principle. And we are once we know the divine principle, wherever you are, marami mang mga challenges, as long as you remember the divine principle, it will always align you. It will always bring you to the main line. And that's the reason why we really have to also share this, and that's what our national leader mentioned about the responsibility of sharing this in the PCLC, expanding what we've learned, expanding, awakening the conscience of the people. And I'm so really grateful for this topic, and I'm sure many of us are reminded of what we should do, and ito po yung true mission na dapat natin gawin since we were touched by the divine principle, which is in sharing us the words of God, and this is also our responsibility to share it to other people. So thank you so much for giving me the chance to share my thoughts this morning. So maraming salamat po.
Yes, thank you so much po. Thank you so much po, Kuya Joel Amangan, for that wonderful reflections and sharing of your thoughts po. Yeah, so again, a lot of people wants to reflect also, and I know also this person, he wanted also to share also his reflection and sharing of his thoughts. One of our professor also here in Cavite, and he also prepared to share po ang kanyang reflection. I-welcome po natin si Sir Abner Aquino for his reflection po.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry po, I'm not at home this time, and the place where I am now is, as you can see, from the camera, it's not sufficiently lighted. Kaya pasensya na po, I prefer just to stop the video. Thank you po for the message today given to us by our national leader. This is the kind of message that our brothers and sisters really need, including myself, to be able to be reminded always of this kind of truths that we receive from True Father. I would like to focus my reflection on the analogy used by Father, to show the dynamics between conscience and the physical body, that of a good teacher and a rebel or a campus bully. In a normal case, siguro sa experience natin, if we can see the scenario of a good person and a bully having confrontation, normally we normally side, with the good person. Pero as True Father said, he's actually lamenting in his speech that how can we still continue to side with our physical body, with the campus bully. So that's the scenario that most of us are experiencing. Especially for us who knows the divine principle, we know already this kind of teaching from a True Father, but still, we have difficulty of really doing our actions and thoughts according to the dictates of our conscience. That's why True Father said that for us to be able to do something great in our life, first we have to be victorious in this level, individual level of victory, which is subjugating our physical body, because it's really important. Just like for example, for a traveler, should have a compass for them to be able to arrive at their right destination. Kaya nga we have the so-called North Star. That is actually our conscience. Similar to the training that we give to our physical body to become healthy, the same is needed for us to be able to strengthen our conscience. It also requires like an enormous effort to be able to make the good friend be able to subjugate the bully. We need to train also. Kaya ang reflection ko siguro dito na we have given the opportunity, especially by True Mother, to be able to reach for so many people. Siguro if we really conscientiously and honestly we give service to these people, 430 or 43, then it's a good way for us to be able to strengthen our conscience and to be able to really remove all the baggages of the physical body, you know, and the physical concepts or external concepts, and we could really make our the concepts of loving and giving, you know, yung concept about the conscience could really prevail in our everyday life. Kaya po, even with the work of course, the 430, ang ano ko rin talaga dito is this activity should be an opportunity to be able to really train the heart, you know, heart training, conscience training, you know, to be able to be victorious our physical body. So if we always look at our North Star and always listen to our conscience, if we can strengthen our conscience, then we will not be lost and we can reach our destination safely. Maraming salamat po sa lahat. Magandang umaga.
Thank you so much po, Sir Abner, for that wonderful sharing of your thoughts po and reflections. And from our Zoom room po also, they are raising their hands to also share their reflections and thoughts. So i-welcome po natin yung malayo po na lugar, no? Far from our place. And he's from Japan po, sa PhilJap. Let's welcome Kuya Roy Karumba to share also his reflection. Let's welcome po, Kuya Roy.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Yesterday and today's topic really very important. And I will share only very short because I need to go to work after 5 minutes. Okay, so our topic is about conscience. Really, as what the definition of conscience said, that it is our person moral sense of what is right and what is wrong. So my reflection is that we need really to be educated what is right and what is wrong. Because if we don't know what is right, if we don't know the truth, nasusuppress po yung conscience natin. That's why even though we understand or we attend the divine principle, truth, our understanding of truth depends on how much we grow spiritually. Example, in our time, there are higher truths that been revealed as the providence advanced and developed in this era of John Elgo. Even though we are not really in the front line, if we understand what the providence is, where the providence is leading us, then if we will not participate, then makokonsensya tayo, no? Because our conscience, as what our elder said, it's our North Star. It points towards a higher good. Okay. Of course, we have this innate sensitivity of the truth, universal truth, but really we need education also. Okay. Education of what is truth. That's why it's important to read to parents' words, always be updated of the providence and always in line with the providence so that we cannot suppress our conscience. So that's why even though like we are here in Japan, okay, just working every day. If we cannot participate in the province, we feel makukonsensya po tayo. No? But if we are not updated of the providence, we separate ourselves, parang wala lang, ganon. Because we did not understand what is truth, what is the providence in our time. If all members of the movement will really inline ourselves to the providence, I think we can really make a difference in our country, in this world. Okay? Because we participate, we take ownership of the providence, because this is what our conscience will tell us. It will guide us towards true love, towards God, towards establishing Chunel group, towards taking our responsibility. That's why continuous education. Some people have no conscience of killing other people, because the truth that they understand is not that absolute truth. Some people can easily commit sin that is not in accordance to the universal truth, because the education that they receive, hindi siya absolute truth. So for us, we have our true parents, we have divine principle, we have true parents speeches, we have our leaders guiding us. So we continue learning the truth, educating ourselves, so that we can be able to really fulfill our responsibility, at saka hindi tayo makokonsensya, no, in our life. So, kaya in my case, when I understand the truth, wherever I will go, always need to share the truth, need to share the principle. Kasi we cannot live our life as God's children without sharing the truth, without multiplying the truth, because that's our responsibility. If we cannot do that, then makokonsensya po tayo. So this is my reflection today, and thank you for the message today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much po, Kuya Roy. Once again, let's give a round of applause to all our reflectors for this morning po. Yeah, so from Kuya Joel, Sir Abner, and Kuya Roy Caromba for their reflections po and sharing of their thoughts and ideas. Truly, our conscience is our guiding star, no? So the North Star, sabi ko ni Sir Abner kanina, it's really give us, no, the true guidance on our goal. So if we need to really follow our conscience, I think everything will be also in a harmony. No? So only thing is our body. That's why we need to be trained well to train our body well. No? So talagang itong rebelde natin sa atin na sa sarili natin is our body. So yun ang nasa sharing ko po. No? So this time po, let's hope for also I think lahat na po nakapag-reflections, and then we have a lot of things to do also in this day. And I would like to call po to close this Hondoke, our Ate Jesselyn Nostrefimo, to closing for the closing prayer. Ate Jesselyn.
Yes, let us pray. Sarangasyanim Hanna ni Mabuji, Heavenly Parents and true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Thank you, Father, for this opportunity once again that you have given us food, Father, to really digest, for us to be strong, Heavenly Father, spiritually. Thank you for these words about conscience, Heavenly Father. This is our way also, Heavenly Father. How can we evaluate whether we are doing the right thing or the bad thing, Father? It is within in ourselves within us, Heavenly Father. We are so much grateful because this is our guiding light, Heavenly Father, for us to go on for the betterment, Heavenly Father, of all that desire of our beloved true parents to become your true sons and true daughters, Father, following your desire, Heavenly Father, through obeying, Father, and always using, Heavenly Father, our conscience properly, Father. Thank you once again, Heavenly Father, for this opportunity. And thank you very much for the words, Heavenly Parents. I'd like to offer everything, Father, with so much gratitude. My name, Jesselyn Mistrissimo, Central Blessed Family. Adieu. Adieu.
Let's offer all together our unison prayer. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Once again, let's offer our final greetings to our heavenly parents and true parents. Good morning, heavenly parents and true parents. Let's offer our greetings po to our national leader and our leaders, our Chunbo families and brothers and sisters, and say good morning. Yes, so please don't leave po sa Zoom for our news and announcement. May I call first our sister Yuson Guy for the news and announcement. Nakamute po kayo, Ate Yuson.
Good morning po, Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Good morning, our national leader. Good morning po, our brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for giving me the time to share some news and announcement. For our upcoming events, I already posted the registration link at the comment section. Hopefully you can check on it po. So I just want to share a few news and announcement. This is for our upcoming activities for UPF and as well as for our other organizations po. So for UPF po, together po with Women's Federation and IAYSP, we will have this will be today, I think this evening, the UN Dream virtual dialogue, integrational cooperation, and our journey to peace. This event is to commemorate the 76th anniversary of the UN's founding by joining us for this forum featuring voices of leaders from both the young and elder generation as they discuss their challenges and hopes for realizing the UN's dream for peace. So this event will be from 9 to 10:30 a.m. But this is American time po. Probably this will be evening tonight, a little bit late. Hopefully our young people can join, and as well as this will be participated by representatives from Philippines in UN, and as well as UN ambassadors po, and some of our leaders in Women's Federation and IAYSP. So hopefully you can join po. And for tomorrow po, we will have the HPHC Leadership Conference. This is for tomorrow, Saturday, 11 a.m. This is only the opening session po. This is a conference, but it is like a series po. So this series will last for 1 month and it will start tomorrow po. But you will be watching the videos and the lectures through the website po. So to register, I already included it in the chat box. Hopefully you can invite your VIPs and your guests po to watch this event, especially those who already participated our ILC. This is a good continuing education for them in order for them to learn more about the UPF underlying principles po. The highlighted lectures are lectures by Dr. Kittle, by by Tita Ursula McLachlan, and our former Continental Director, Dr. Chong Shik Yong. And hopefully you can really give this to your guest po. For assistance po, you can contact me directly po, especially those who are having a hard time registering and also accessing the videos, because it should be accessed through our website po, and monitoring is also through our website. Hopefully you could registration will actually continue until opening ceremony, but it's better po to register today po, so we can include to our official counting list po. So hopefully you could invite pa for today po. And we will also have a PWPA collaborative research colloquium po. This event is organized by PWPA and UPF together with IAAP. So in the upcoming online PWPA colloquium, which will be held on October 30, 2021, 2 p.m. Manila time, the theme is A Vision for World Peace, the Academy's Role in the promotion of interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. During this webinar, we will hear from the 3 paper presenters from distinguished personnel and presenters from different colleges in the Philippines, the International Leadership College, and the Trinity University of Asia, who will share their research presentations. So to register po, I also linked it in the chat box po. So next, this is an event po, a 7-day Divine Principle virtual seminar. This will be on November 1 to 7 po. And also together with the seminar is the 12-day series po. So it will happen continuously. So it's like your option whether to go with the 7-day or with 12-day seminar po. For registration po, please contact Ms. Marvic at Pula. I also linked her name in the chat box below. So that will be all po for our news and announcement. Thank you very much po.
So much, Ate Chuson, for that news announcement. Maybe for our national leader, we have to announce also. Sir L.A. Wala na po. So once again, thank you so much, brothers and sisters. Let's give our applause po to our national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog, for wonderful guidance, and to all our brothers and sisters here in Calabarzon region, led by our regional leader, LP Gabaran. Thank you po.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Again, so let's offer our greetings po. Paka-unmute na po sa lahat.
Our national leaders. Morning.
Thank you, our national leader.
Thank you for the great message today.
Say
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you.
Salamat po. Magandang umaga.
Happy birthday po. Happy birthday
Thank you, Technical Department.
Thank you.
Happy birthday sa my birthday.
For 10 points of
Ate
gratitude.
Daphne.
Morning, Raylan.
Happy birthday po, Ate
Punta kayo
Jassy.
rito. Maraming
Thank you for reflection.
tayo ng Everybody. Yes, Raylan. Yes.
Morning po.
Morning.
Good morning po.
Paul. Morning, Brother Rich Paul.
Good morning po.
Bukas naman.
See you tomorrow. See you this evening po ulit. Evening devotion naman po.
Yes. Wow.
Bye-bye.
Brother Willan, good morning.
Okay,
Good morning. Good morning po.
Thank you
Have a
so
nice
much
day.
po for the whole Calabarzon region.